I think what essentially changed was we had a market that was trading on the assumption that these events had no great impact on the overall price. That changed as of overnight. Now we have a situation in which the ability to move vessels through the Strait of Hormuz for the first time is genuinely at issue, and that's what's caused these prices to spike.
To what extent do you think this is related to supply and demand of oil, or more broadly just a wildcard geopolitical fear that we're going to have significant military escalation?
Well, I don't know if significant military escalation is yet on the table. Neither side seems to want it. The problem is we're getting close to a fail-safe point in which unanticipated consequences may take over, and something that neither side intended may take place. What we have here right now is the first genuine trading concern that supply may be interdicted. And once that takes place, you've got a ringer in the equation that we haven't had previously, and that's what's spiking the prices.
DJ, how likely do you think that is, actually blocking the Strait of Hormuz and affecting oil supply?
Well, I think it's Iran's intention to show oil-consuming countries that their supplies are at risk, especially those countries in Asia. It was very interesting that obviously that was not an attack against a United States ship or United States interest. It was a clear message to China and other Asian countries that if they don't rein in the United States, they could be affected and their supplies could be constrained.
DJ, where are America's international allies now on this topic? Of course, they disagreed with the decision initially to break away from the Iran nuclear deal, but are they coming round to the U.S. position now?
They have no options, really. They've tried to convince Washington to stick with the deal. That hasn't worked. The Iranians have tried to put pressure on the Europeans. Obviously, they've worked with their friends in Moscow and in Beijing to try and do something, but clearly, none of these parties have much leverage over the Trump administration, and President Trump has said he's going to put maximum pressure on Iran, regardless of what happens from our allies.
So, Ken, how much is all of this worth to the oil market if we continue to see an escalation at the same time where, you know, U.S. inventories and also U.S. production have sent bearish signals to the market?
Well, Sarah, I think there are a couple of things going on here. If this continues for another 24 to 48 hours, and I'm talking here about uncertainty, not even new events, just the uncertainty surrounding the existing events, we're easily going to see WTI at 58. We're going to see Brent at 65. For that matter, Brent closed today virtually at 65. So these prices are going to be going up based on the uncertainty factor. The Iranians really have no long-term ability to physically close the Strait of Hormuz, especially in the face of American naval power. It's the uncertainty of what's happening next that's likely to drive the prices higher.